Very little is known about this particular area, why they're here, what they're doing when they're coming by here.
Tonight, a warning from Mote Marine Laboratory after whale sharks were spotted off our local coast. Plus, the disturbing reason why the Longboat Key police chief is launching an internal investigation into one of his officers. And a small plane crashing in Englewood. A look at the damage from the emergency landing. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 5.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Jacqueline have the night off. We start tonight with the rare sighting off the coast of Anna Maria Island. 5 giant whale sharks swimming up next to a fishing boat. The encounter caught on camera. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick talked to the man who had this unique experience, and she joins us now live from Mote Marine Laboratory to explain just how unusual this sighting is. Jess?
Adam, whale sharks are the world's largest fish, and while they've been spotted in the Gulf of Mexico before, the scientists here at Mote Marine say it happens far and few between. Watch as 5 whale sharks swim around Jake Campomore's boat, just 40 miles off the coast of Anna Maria Island.
One of them kind of came towards us, and that was the one that swam right up to the boat and around the boat. And then the 3 of them kind of parted ways, initially there was 3.
For Campomore and his family, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
My father was telling me he's been going out there for over 40 years, and he's never seen anything like that.
Campomore says these whale sharks were much longer than their 24-foot boat. Researchers say they can grow to be 40 feet long, 70 years old.
I've been at Mote since 1988, and I think I've seen whale sharks off our coast maybe 3 times.
Seeing a whale shark is extremely rare, especially in this part of the world. According to Dr. Bob Huter, the creatures are vulnerable, said to even be endangered in some areas.
Very little is known about this particular area, why they're here, what they're doing when they're coming by here.
That's why Mote Marine scientists want to put these tracking devices on the animals.
So we will attach these just underneath the first dorsal fin of the shark. This will float along, and it's sending us data.
But since Campomore and his family sighting is about 5 days old now, Dr. Huter says these sharks could be 100 miles away. His team is looking for a more recent sighting.
We're really looking for help from the fishing, boating community to let us know about sightings that have occurred in the last 12 to 24 hours and get that information to us as quickly as possible.
Campomore and his family say they're heading back out on the waters this weekend. They don't plan on seeing any whale sharks, but you never know. Reporting live at Mote Marine, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jess. What a memorable experience. And now we go to our own resident fishing expert. He knows a little bit about weather, too. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with our forecast tonight. Bob.
Thanks, Adam. They are a spectacular sight to see. I've been here for over 33 years, and I've only seen them one time with Captain Johnny Walker about 8 years ago or so. We saw it off about 10 miles offshore of Sarasota. So rare sight, and it's amazing. I always heard about it, but I never experienced it. When I did, I said, this is just unbelievable. 85 degrees right now. Nice boating weather out there. We have some sunshine, lots of it, some high clouds streaming in from the Gulf right now. West winds are at 9, so that west wind continues, and the dew point temperature not all that bad, 72. You know, earlier this week we were talking dew points in the upper 70s. That's extremely uncomfortable, but now we're getting back to more normal levels. You can see this system out here. We're going to watch this over the upcoming 24 to 48 hours, but it's still a little trough in the jet stream. Now, this little trough in the jet stream is not a real cold front, but it's going to bring a chance for some showers on into our picture, it looks like, tomorrow. 40%, and then it tapers off over the weekend. The weekend's looking quite nice. Looking at the latest radar picture showing all the activity moving east now. Did notice a few cells starting to break out there in eastern portions of Hillsborough County, but this action is progressing toward the coast, and we could see a chance for some coastal showers again in the morning along west central Florida, and still a long way off, though, over 90 miles to the west of the Sun Coast, and it looks as though we will see some of that try to work its way in. That little low pressure area kind of spinning in our direction on Friday. This is at midnight, and if we take you through time, you can see maybe some clouds in the morning, maybe a few isolated showers, although this model is not depicting much rain. I don't anticipate much, but we will see some around. And then by midday, late in the morning, early afternoon, still a chance for some storms. Then late in the day, most of that action pushing off toward the East Coast. We'll have your weekend weather forecast and a peek at the tropics coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. The Longboat Key police chief is launching an internal investigation after reports that an officer shared photos of dead bodies. 48-year-old Jeffrey Houchins has been a Longboat Key police officer for over 2 years. He was denied by Lakeland police after turning to a background investigator and asking, quote, "want to see some dead guys." Houchins then proceeded to show the investigator a gallery of photos from crime scenes where Houchins worked as an officer in Indiana. Lakeland police say they're not sure the policy in Indiana, but in addition to more minor incidents, this was enough to pass on the candidate.
I don't know the size of their agency or their policies, but with the standards that we have and being CALEA certified, that's something we do not want. We did not want to take a chance with that candidate. We just thought it was a little strange, like I think most people probably would.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office also patched on Houchins in a statement saying he had applied but was not selected due to several concerns that arose during his background investigation. Tonight, federal authorities are investigating a small plane crash in Inglewood. Just before noon today, a small ultralight plane crashed at a home on Jamestown Avenue. Detectives say the pilot was attempting to depart from Buchan Airport. Luckily, no one was injured, but the plane is totaled. That crash is now under investigation. A 6-year-old girl is in the hospital tonight after an incident at an RV resort in Sarasota. Around 11 a.m. this morning, the girl was found in a Sun and Fun resort pool. She was airlifted to All Children's Hospital in St. Pete, and there is no word yet on her condition. Now to the latest on the investigation into the school shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. The task force investigating the massacre in Parkland is meeting today and tomorrow to discuss student diversion programs and school security. State officials told the commission today that state juvenile crime diversion programs have a high success rate. Officials say that only about 4% of low-risk offenders put into diversion programs reoffend within a year. Accused school shooter Nicholas Cruz had more than 20 juvenile contacts with law enforcement. He was referred to a diversion program but did not formally enter into it. An update now on the bridge collapse at Florida International University. The school's president has been approved for a 1-year contract extension. It's only been months since the bridge under construction there collapsed and killed 6 people. Mark Rosenberg is currently serving his second 5-year term at the university in Miami. The measure will go before the state's Board of Governors later this month. Investigators are still trying to determine the cause of the collapse, which killed an FIU student. Here on the Sun Coast, the school district of Manatee County is providing free summer meals for kids in the area. The Summer Break Spot program offers free meals to all children who are 18 or younger and provides them a free breakfast, lunch, and/or snack 5 days a week. There are 2 mobile feeding buses which deliver meals to 6 bus stops at apartment complexes and local parks. The program was designed to ensure that children have access to nutrition during the summer.
It's really important to let our kids make sure that they have the food that they need so that when they come back to school, you know, they're well fed, they're ready to go for the school year so that they can learn and they can achieve.
The Summer Break Spot program has been helping bridge the gap during the school summer break for the last 11 years. Last year, over 189,000 meals were served between June and August. And we are now joined by ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern. And Richard, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's
nice to see you. And turquoise is in. Good work.
Hey, it is. All right. We're not here to talk fashion. We are here to talk fine, unfortunately.
Son of a gun.
I checked with the producers.
We'll talk about the stock market. It was kind of a mixed day. And for those of you paying attention out there, the NASDAQ's been on fire until today. Yes, indeed, until today. The NASDAQ Composite Index has set records for 3 days this week. That would be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So what did we do today? We posted the worst day in the last 3 weeks. The famous FANG stocks, which have been doing very, very well, not the case today. So what else happened? The Dow Jones Industrial Average, remember that? Well, guess what? Up the entire day, up by well over 100 points at the high of the day. Didn't close there, but a strong day nonetheless, and up from start to finish. So that's what we call a mixed market, and let's take a look at the figures from a mixed market. There you see the Dow. It was the star of the day, up 95 points, almost 0.4%, closing at 25,241.41. That on volume of 841 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day, as I say, the worst day in 3 weeks, down 54 points, 0.7%, closing at 7,635.07. That on volume of 1,934 million shares. And in between, a non-event. The S&P down less than 2 points, not even 0.1% at 2,770.37. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been a fan of peanut butter and jelly for a very long time. And guess what? You know the name Smuckers, S.J. Smuckers of Orrville, Ohio? Well, they make, guess what? Smuckers jelly and jams. Jif, you know that peanut butter name? I expect that you do. How about Folgers Coffee? Yes, you didn't think they owned it? Well, yes, indeed. They do own Folgers Coffee as well. Pillsbury, Crisco, just keep going down the line. They own all those companies. They even make Milk-Bone dog biscuits. Well, all that being said, its shares were down by almost 6% today after the company said, I guess peanut butter and jelly is just not doing it. Our sales for the quarter are lower, and our expectations for the balance of the year also are lower. That kind of information, and the stock will fall 6%. And Adam, that's exactly what it did today. Not a pretty day for peanut butter and jelly, I'm afraid.
Well, to stay on the food topic, you have some news about McDonald's as well.
I think Big Macs are selling better than peanut butter and jelly. McDonald's has been very, very strong lately, up another 4.5% today. They're just doing everything right. That certainly seems to be the case.
All right, good food, bad food, the finances, they're doing what they're doing. Richard, thank you for joining us again.
Pleasure.
And still to come on your Suncoast News, how you can get the best bang for your buck before the hurricane sales tax holiday is over. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your weekend weather forecast and a look at the tropics, and why Obamacare premiums could increase again next year. Stay with us.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
Welcome back. There's only a few hours left to participate in this year's Hurricane Supplies Sales Tax Holiday. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly tells us more about how you can save. Jackie?
With it being the official start of hurricane season, this week people are hitting the stores, picking up emergency items such as batteries, generators, and portable radios, all tax-free. The Lowe's on Fruitville Road in Sarasota says that they have seen more people participating in this holiday than in years past. They say last year's encounter with Hurricane Irma may be the reason why.
It was definitely a wake-up call of what could happen. We definitely dodged a bullet, but it's better to be prepared.
Lowe's says as of now, they're out of weather radios and running low on generators, but they will be replacing them in the days to come. The sale will run through midnight tonight, but if you're unable to hit the stores before it's over, it's still important to stock up and be prepared. Adam?
All right, thank you, Jackie. And looking ahead, Sarasota County is hosting their latest in a series of flood zone workshops. You can learn about flood risks, evacuation maps, and the insurance you need to make sure you're covered this season. If you want to attend the free workshops, you can check one out next Monday night from 6 to 8 at the Fruitville Library. And we're joined once again by Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yes.
And Bob, you all just had your hurricane special.
We did, and that brings me up to this point. Flood zones different than evacuation levels. Evacuation levels are associated with storm surge. Flood zones associated with freshwater flooding that is a result of heavy rainfall. And we may be getting into that problem next week. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Here's what's going on right now. Not much flooding going on. Just a nice, beautiful day out in Casey Key. This is a look at the time lapse from 1 o'clock this afternoon up until the present. And you can see beautiful conditions for beachgoers today. Looks as though the waves running less than 2 feet out there, and boaters also nice weather for boating. Although there are some storms out there in the Gulf of Mexico that we'll keep an eye on. Little piece of energy hanging out there in the Gulf. Still a trough of low pressure. It's been a persistent trough too for some time now, and it's not allowing us to get into our normal afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern where we typically see those storms move in and cool us down this time of day. But that's not happening. All of it's kind of shifting off to the east, but there's a little bit more action along the east coast today than there has been, and you can see not much at all along the west coast. A few isolated showers have been popping up in the eastern portions of Hillsborough County, and out in the Gulf of Mexico still you can see this line just now popping up, indicating the instability still out there. There's a little mid-level low that's spinning, creating enough instability in the atmosphere, enough lift if you will, to create those showers offshore. It's going to drift in our direction and be in place tomorrow morning, so a chance for a few coastal showers along west central Florida. The rain chance at 40%. You can see the rainfall estimates have been heavy to the south and east of us, but not much going on here. That trough of low pressure, we can see by this outline right here with all the dry air kind of rotating around it in a counterclockwise fashion, then it starts to exit off to the northeast there. And there's that little weak disturbance just located about 100 miles offshore of our coast. High pressure still down to our south. It'll drift northward over the weekend, and as it gets closer to us, it's going to limit any kind of significant rainfall event. So the weekend is looking really nice. 2 weekends in a row, we'll see pretty good weather here. But notice all the flare-up of storms down in the western Caribbean, and this has been a hotbed of activity for big storms down there. So we'll have to keep an eye on it over the upcoming week. And now you can see from this forecast model, I must tell you that forecast models don't do very well with small systems in the Gulf of Mexico. There's not a lot of data gathering out here, so they don't get a lot of information input into the computer forecast model. So this may be a little underdone at 4 a.m. It's going to drift off to the east. It does start to show some showers popping up after sunrise and then really picking up late in the morning, early afternoon, and then heading off to the east. The rain chance tomorrow, as I mentioned, 40%. They will be scattered showers and thunderstorms, and some of those could produce some locally heavy rainfall if you happen to be under one of those. Again, it kind of still hanging out there, starts to drift off to the north, and now we're starting to see the sea breeze action on Saturday afternoon. You can see on both coasts there a line of showers developing, and those will meet in the middle, but still with enough flow out of the west, we should not have a problem with a washout over the weekend. I want to show you the tropics real quick. You can see that activity pretty intense over Central America right now, and also we have a tropical storm in the Pacific that's moving off to the west. Here's the GFS, which, by the way, I must say had gotten this storm about 5 days ago. I've been watching it, really haven't been talking about it because the GFS can sometimes pop storms up just randomly, so we'll keep an eye on it, but this one has been rather consistent, producing pretty much what we saw with Alberto. Moving up to the north, getting close to the west coast of Florida, then hitting the Panhandle sometime Thursday night, Friday morning. That's still a long way off. A lot can happen. It's been shifting a little bit further east with each successive run, so we'll keep a close watch on it, obviously. It wouldn't, again, be a very strong storm, but there's some potential there. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Water temperatures are starting to go back up now. They're into the low 80s. Scattered showers tomorrow for boaters, but the winds will stay rather light if you're away from those showers. Seas running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out there. Here's the extended forecast then. 40% chance on Friday. It's the morning along the coast and the early afternoon, then mainly inland late in the day. Nice weekend. 20% chances only on Saturday and Sunday. Those will be scattered mainly afternoon and evening storms. We stay that way on Monday, but then we start watching the tropics come Wednesday and Thursday to see if indeed we have to deal with some more rain. Well, much more on that obviously as we move through the weekend and into early next week. Adam?
All right, thank you, Bob. Now to our first alert traffic. It is 5:20 p.m. Some backups heading east on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota just before the I-75 interchange, but it does clear up once you get past that intersection. In health news tonight, it looks like Obamacare premiums could increase by double digits again next year. Insurance companies in several states have requested large rate hikes. Many insurers are blaming those hikes on steps taken by President Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress. Most are saying the increase is coming from Congress eliminating the individual mandate, which requires nearly all Americans to have coverage or pay a fine. Premiums will be finalized in September, and open enrollment will start November 1st. A new report is heightening concerns about the financial future of Medicare. The Medicare Trust Fund pays the hospital bills of Medicare recipients. According to the Washington Post, a new Medicare trustees report reveals the fund will dry up by 2026. That's 3 years sooner than what was predicted in last year's report. This report cites policy changes such as the new GOP tax law as the reason, because the government will collect less income taxes, meaning less money will be flowing into that Medicare trust fund. New research shows that opioids, cannabis, and other drugs may compromise the effectiveness of treatment for alcohol dependence. In the recent study, those addicted to alcohol who misused opioids and those who used cannabis and other drugs were more likely to drink heavily and frequently during and following treatment. Researchers say this study provides evidence that we cannot ignore alcohol and other drug use when discussing potential impacts of the opioid epidemic. Well, coming up, a bizarre road rage incident caught on camera and how a man was rescued from a massive sinkhole. Those stories straight ahead.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotole Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it? Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions. Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
A Sacramento man has been arrested for road rage after ramming his SUV into another car multiple times. The whole incident caught on camera. The woman who took this video says the suspect slammed into this parked vehicle multiple times, pushing it into the intersection. At one point, he even got out of the car and started jumping up and down on the other car. Officers were eventually able to detain this person and take him to the hospital. Police say he had narcotics in his system and that he was booked after medical treatment. A Missouri pickup driver pulled from a sinkhole is reflecting on that bizarre experience. Lance Shoemaker says he was trying to be safe moments before the ground just gave out. At first, he thought a friend was playing a prank, jumping up and down on his bumper, when all of a sudden,
down and slid sideways down into it. And then the big chunk of concrete landed on the cab and slid off.
investigators say the ground between the concrete and an underground storm drain had all washed away, leaving little to no support for the pavement. Shoemaker says he is sore but happy to be alive. Coming up, the man shot by an off-duty FBI agent whose gun went off while he was dancing at a bar is now speaking out about that freak accident. And a group of high school students in Manatee County working to get to a worldwide competition in Asia. Those stories when we return.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.